come and listen to us. It's the Keith and the Girl Show.
So the Hulk is now Captain America. That is. Oh, we're live. Hey, welcome to Keith and the Girl. I'm Keith Malley.
I'm Chemda.
I have some questions for you, the audience. Do you find yourself getting angry out of nowhere? Do you notice yourself doing things that you don't recognize or like? Do you feel overwhelmed? Are your negative thoughts constant in your head? I'll tell you why I bring this up. Try out our OMAD Club. It stands for 1 minute at a time. Chemda put it together. It's fantastic. And I think it's making the world a better place. What do you think of that? I think, Chemda, if I'm not mistaken, is it safe to say you look at it as self-help?
Yes.
I look at it as you help. If we could get more people in the world on this train, I think things would be running smoothly.
It's
So
like guided help.
Yes.
Does that help?
Try OMAC Club. It's the easiest and most general experience that can actually change your life. I really mean that. I need you to try this. Start your day with OMAC Club, end it with OMAC Club, or take a 15-minute break at work and join us at OMAC Club. 15 minutes total.
I feel like I know in corporate offices, they allow you a 15-minute break every hour to smoke. So, try this.
I want you to join me so bad. I created the code Keith, Keith, for you to get an entire week of OMAT for $5. That's it. Okay. I asked him to create the code, but it's my idea and it's important to me. The point is, go to keithandthegirl.com/OMAT, use code Keith, and meet me at OMAT Club for an entire week for just $5. Go now, keithandthegirl.com/OMAT, put in code Keith, and I'll see you at OMAC Club. Okay.
That'd be great. I love it. It's such a big deal. And we're almost hitting a year of doing OMAT Club.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, a year of the pandemic. I mean, if life isn't stressing you out, you're not doing it right. That's what you ask me. This guy just died.
Stop what you're doing, cause I'm about to ruin the image and the style that you're used to. I look funny, but yo, I'm making money, see? So yo, world, I hope you're ready for me. Now gather round. I'm the new fool in town, and my sound's laid down by the underground. I'll drink a bottle of Hennessy you got on your shelf. So just let me introduce myself. My name is Humpty.
Pronounced with an umpty. I thought that was the guy's name.
Yeah,
his name
Humpty.
is Shock. No, his name is Shock G. I guess that was a character. But you know what I mean?
I think Shock G is also a character because I don't know that his mom named him that.
Well, I guess the fake, glasses and nose is a character too. But rap, hip hop star just passed away, 57 years old.
Young.
Yeah.
What happened? His music is so whimsical. It's so silly. He wore the glasses and nose and then made fun of how big his nose is.
Right.
It's ridiculous.
I get it. I'm ugly. It's like,
Yeah.
no, you did that. But I still get chicks. I know, but you
Yeah.
take that get up off is the thing. Gregory Jacobs, there's going to be an autopsy. They don't know how he died yet, but I'm gonna guess drugs.
That's, it's really scary when it's like, okay, we need an autopsy, right? It seems like people casually throw it out. We're going to wait to see from the autopsy, but could they see when it's something like a heart attack without an autopsy? How does that work?
We'll see. I don't know. In that song that we just heard, they brought up the word Hennessy. Now that's your ex's name. When something is used in so many songs, does it still is it like if my ex was named Orange Juice, does it keep popping up in your head?
You know what? I missed it. So that answers the question,
Okay.
really. I didn't even hear Hennessy. And also, even though I call him Hennessy, it's not really relatable to me because it's not always what I called him. And it's not, what I originally knew him as. So to me, it's just a stage name and it doesn't do the feeling of our relationship. Does that
Right.
make sense?
Sure.
It's like a different person, which turns out is more correct and accurate.
Because everybody keeps bringing up the animal cats, and I'm like, that's my ex.
Right. Yeah, it's probably worse for you. Not everybody drinks Hennessy, but a lot of people talk about cats.
They really do. My ex-wife, I saw, just got married.
Mm.
I saw it on social media. That's the best way to find things out.
I saw too.
Now, what do you think? Like when you see it, do you debate? Like, Like I found out Hennessy was engaged. You debate, do I ask Keith? Did he see it? Because Chemda did say to me, you know who got married or something. I knew, but I was kind of fucking with her like, who? Who was it?
I think that I brought it. I might have seen it. I definitely saw it a few days ago and didn't bring it up because to me, it's not a subject that I would bring up. Not because I'm trying to hide it from you, but because in the warmest, nicest way, you could give a fuck. Like
Yes.
you couldn't care more. You couldn't care less about this. In terms of like your relationship with her, I think that you'd be happy for her if she was married, not married, whatever the hell. So it's not like gossip that I'm telling you. It's just, hey, I think you're
Right.
still in touch, or we're still on each other's timeline. So I bet you know.
I texted her. I said, congrats. And I said, it was a wonderful wedding. I was there. And she's like, really? Because there were 12 people and I didn't see you. I'm like, well, I had a mask. But that one thing you did was very clever. So congrats. And she's like, it was, right? Thanks. So there was
See,
something probably clever.
that is so funny. Right?
We're cute. We're
and
cute.
it is. It's very, very cute. And yet I know that you're supposed to be broken up. See, I feel like people misunderstand you can have a nice moment with someone and not want to spend the rest of your life with them.
Right. In fact, I still want more credit for not being the first one to remarry. It means I cared more.
Okay.
And even though Lakenda says I don't care, there still should be a reward. Because
Well,
whenever a relationship's over, everybody's like, I can't even picture dating now. And there's no,
Right.
how's my heart gonna heal? And it's like, wow, pretty fast. You move to another state and you're hitched. How about just say you were right?
Keith, you were saying things like my stepson 2 months into after you broke up. Get out of
And
here.
she was already engaged. I made sure. I have a thing called class.
Yes, your sleeveless shirt really yells that at me.
The other day we were talking, of course, about Derek Chauvin being found guilty, which was shocking, but unfortunately, that it's shocking. But got caught on got all 3 charges, found guilty of murdering, a murder, caught on video, and only caught, if you ask me, because it's on video.
And
this
so
is-
much. You're talking about George Floyd, right?
George Floyd, yeah, the death of George Floyd, of course. And if it wasn't caught by a civilian on camera, I don't think anything would have happened. And assuming that I knew about what I'm going to tell you, I completely forgot. First of all, Darnella Frazier is the woman that happened to videotape what was going on her phone. She shot the video of George Floyd's murder at the hands of disgraced former cop Derek Chauvin, cried when she heard the guilty verdict. I just cried so hard, she said. This last hour, my heart was beating so fast. She was 17 at the time. 17. So you're scared too. I don't know you're sitting there kneeling a guy to death. You're not going to run and grab me. There's 4 cops.
Absolutely. And then delete my phone. And I'm standing there for minutes watching you work. And
Yes.
and I, I don't know. I'm scared to like be around cops while they're doing their thing because they're like, yeah, you know what, you too,
Luckily, these cops felt they were so brazen, like, we get away with this shit all the time. I guess
Right.
videotape it if you want.
Yeah, it becomes like a reality show where it's
Right.
like, you're being taped, but somehow you're just forgetting that impact.
I was so anxious, anxiety busting through the roof. But to know guilty on all 3 charges, thank you, God. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. George Floyd, we did it. Justice has been served. After the verdict was read, President Biden called Frazier a, quote, brave young woman. Well, here's my point. This, of course, was in Minneapolis. This is what was filed when George Floyd died. Ready? This would be the facts now if there wasn't videotape. On Monday evening, this was in May of 2020. On Monday evening, shortly after 8 p.m., officers from the Minneapolis Police Department responded to the 3700 block of Chicago Avenue South on a report of a forgery in progress. Officers were advised that the suspect was sitting on top of a blue car and appeared to be under the influence. 2 officers arrived and located the suspect, a male believed to be in his 40s, in his car. He was ordered to step from his car. After he got out, he physically resisted officers. Officers were able to get the suspect into handcuffs and noted he appeared to be suffering medical distress. Officers called for an ambulance. He was transported to Hennepin County Medical Center by ambulance, where he died a short time later. At no time were weapons of any type used to anyone involved in this incident. The Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehension has been called in to investigate this incident at the request of the Minneapolis Police Department. No officers were injured in the incident. Body-worn cameras were on and activated during this incident. If that girl, and I feel important to say girl instead of woman, didn't take that video, this would be the fact. And the
Wow.
police department knew it.
Wow. So he was just in medical distress. So they called the ambulance for him
Yeah.
because they're nice people since
Right.
he's having his own, issues. Wow.
No weapons of any kind were used. Oh, okay.
Wow. Wow.
Okay. BetterHelp. How about that? Is this an appropriate time?
Wow.
BetterHelp.com/KATG. That's what you want to check out if you got to deal with these feelings. We use them. 2021 mental health. It's finally a thing. You don't got to be embarrassed about it.
Right. You can easily start sentences with my therapist thinks,
Yeah.
my therapist says.
It's almost embarrassing you live in this world and don't have a therapist.
It's a red flag.
That's a flag. It's a flag. Customized online therapy. You can do video. You can do phone, live chat sessions. You don't have to be on camera if you don't want to. I say be on camera. Don't hide stuff, but do whatever you want. Much more affordable than in-person therapy. You can start communicating with your therapist in under 48 hours. Millions of people use them. And this podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp. Listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/KATG. I'll tell you one more time. betterhelp.com/KATG.
I have my appointment on Tuesday. It's so easy. It's so easy. You go to this app and you go, oh, there's the time, there's the date. Goodbye, set it and forget it. And I get to talk openly. And who knows, like sometimes, oh, my therapist now thinks, he's like, you seem like you're good. You're taking good care of yourself. Like he's, sort of noting that I'm adjusting and stuff like that. And he goes, I think if you're ready, we can go into childhood trauma now. And I'm like,
Oh.
okay.
Wow.
Definitely tears.
Did you ever
Definitely
bring
tears.
up? Did you bring up something that led to childhood trauma? Or just everybody like that's a thing, and we just don't know it.
I think it's probably always a thing, but he did draw from stuff that I had mentioned.
Right.
I don't talk to my parents. I'm sure that's, that
Right.
happened somehow in my childhood. But and he had me talk about my childhood, like what are memories if you had to say maybe this is a trauma, because we don't always know how to decide that that's a trauma.
Right.
So just like, I'm like, oh, this happened and this happened. He's like, okay, looks like we can go into childhood trauma. And I was
All
like,
right.
yay, I passed.
You got to the next level.
Yeah, exactly. So get to the next level, betterhelp.com/KATG.
Have you told him about the pandemic? Like, not that he doesn't know, but can you imagine the therapist didn't know about the pandemic?
Right.
But you're like, everybody's walking around like it's a party. Ah, have you told him that?
He does see me in my tent outside.
Okay.
So he takes that as an adjustment. He's like, you're adjusting. Well, you put this thing in your backyard to have more space and to have like a difference of environment. So he is noting my environment.
Right. You were at where were you at the other day? You started to tell me, and then I had to go. But you were at a mailboxes, etc. There's a
Okay.
pandemic going on, and you found out where the woman's using their computer.
It's actually Xerxes and I go to this like sort of mailbox, etc. stuff to send out the mail if you buy anything from Keith and the Girl. That's like sort of we use it as our post office, right? But there's a computer there that you can use by the hour. And we've seen somebody on that computer. And usually when I see that, it's like maybe they're a teenager, if you ever see it.
Right.
Now it's like, who's using this by the minute? I don't know if I said by the hour. And it was very like, you cock your head, whatever. Xerxes goes there the other day, sees a woman on there, and I don't know if it's the same person, but person wearing like a athleisure, like a Lululemon or something, like definitely put together, and like a fresh baby in a stroller, and an iPhone that definitely works, that's
Right.
like online and everything, checking email on a computer that she pays by the minute. It's not anything like Gmail or Yahoo or things that you
Oh.
heard of. It's obviously email because it's set up like email, and you can easily look over her shoulder because the computer is just in the center of the room. While you're standing in line, you look over to your right and that's her screen. So you can't hide there. And so it's obviously email, but no email that you've ever heard of, no setup. And this is Xerxes looking at it. He's seen different email setups.
Oh, like it's not Google or anything like this. You're
It's
saying,
not, it's
right?
not Gmail, it's not Yahoo,
Gotcha.
it's not even AOL where you're like, okay, she's an AOL user. I don't know
Right.
how they do it. I guess you have to go to a store for AOL because it's ridiculous. So I'm like, is she a spy? It's
Right.
She's not a spy. And I don't know why it didn't come to me. Do you have it? First of all,
It just came to me.
listeners and Keith, do you have a theory? Because
Yeah.
my first stupid theory, and I knew it was wrong, but I'm like, was she a spy? Like, what do you need this for? But I knew that wasn't it, and I didn't come up with something. But when Xerxes said his theory, I think I believe in that one, but I want to know if there are other alternatives before I put it in your head.
She's having an affair.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Because think of it, because I'm like, so now this is interesting. When your partner tells you, I bet she's having an affair, and you go, like my response was, you can just use an incognito window. And I'm like,
Right.
why am I saying
Right.
that? You start saying how you can cheat on each other, basically,
You both have too many ideas.
Yeah, exactly. So I go, you could just use an incognito window. And then I'm thinking, oh, maybe her computer or like her partner could just like walk in at any time and look behind her shoulder, or when you close the window, when somebody walks in, like you could see it on your face even though the screen's not facing, like something.
Right.
She can't be by herself, right? Then he goes, you can use an incognito window all you want, but that might not be what this person is tracking. They might be tracking your, and this is how, you remember back in the day, our friend Spooky,
Yeah.
this is how he found out that his girlfriend was cheating on him. You can track somebody's typing. What do you call that? I don't
Yeah.
remember.
But yeah, it would show you what they typed when they typed it. And so if you're flirting with somebody else, it shows up in this program that's running behind the scenes.
Right. And you can just insert that. And then the next person that's on your computer, you're tracking everything they type. Now, what a weird manifesto to go through. Like, it's
Right.
so much that people are typing that, are you looking for like, control F, sex,
Right.
hot, dick, cock, what do I look for?
Right. Warm, moist vagina, enter.
Right. And he noted that this email is like paragraphs long. So I don't know, like the Russians are not sending you their activity, like, and then your screen is right open.
Right.
So I think and then this whatever it's called, mailboxes, et cetera. It's not like, but one of those. It's on a block where you would go. There's like a Dunkin' Donuts. There's a supermarket. There's like a couple of restaurants. So if your partner is tracking you, you were at the supermarket, you
Right.
were at whatever, you always come back with like a Dunkin' Donuts coffee for him that day. Like, oh, like that's so much to do. You're going to a whole separate location in the middle with your fresh baby.
Right. He's-
Cheating.
The other guy's like, what if he surprised you with a coffee one day? And she goes, that'd be the sweetest thing. I'd take him back. It's never going to happen, Bob.
Now, imagine if I was an asshole, right?
Mhm.
Took a picture of this person on this computer, put
Right.
it on nextdoor.com and go, is this yours?
Missing your wife. And there's
Could
something
it be
where,
anything else?
and this is the thing that makes sense, and that you're bringing the baby is also just weird. It was
No,
like,
it's normal. It's normal because you have to have your day with your baby.
sure, but it's weird you're bringing that soul into it.
Sure.
It's like that movie Casino, and Sharon Stone is doing coke with the baby in the room, and the baby doesn't know what's going on, but still you're like, it's Claire, you're disgusting.
Right. It adds an extra layer, even though like technically it doesn't.
Right.
Technically, you're doing this anyway, and you're actually watching your baby. So you're doing
Right.
your job.
It's actually sweet.
Yeah. Oh my God. But it just makes your heart drop for a second, knowing that anyone could cheat on anybody. You could think you're tracking your spouse. You could think like,
Right.
you know exactly where that person is. You could be as paranoid as you want.
But with everything, but you're gonna get caught. Those days are over, and I don't think people know that, because everything's connected. And all of a sudden, on her brand new TV is gonna be all the text messages popping up as a screensaver.
That's the thing.
the
She
time
never
is done.
connected. That's the thing. even more a reason you will that's another reason to go to a whole nother computer in a whole
Right.
nother place. I forgot about that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember that happening on my TV where just regular pictures I had on my phone started popping up on the TV and I'm at a party and I'm like, well, this could have been anything. Never mind something shady. It could have been somebody naked. It could have been,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah. I
yeah.
mean, please let us know on Reddit or wherever, like, do you see another thing that could be happening here? Again, this is like a rectangular room. And imagine as you're standing online the long way, this person's on the computer. I'm going to say about 6 feet because she could still be there.
Right.
And you could just see the screen. Oh,
Were
but
you
I think,
tempted to be like, hey, how's it going? What you working on? Were you tempted?
no, never.
Okay.
No, because I think you're a killer. Like you're doing something fucked up. Like, because
Right.
my first idea
Right.
is you're a spy. So I'm just going to be quiet.
Sure.
But I think this other one is a little more reasonable. But I think you're also right that you could be caught because, you could be in the background of a picture that somebody else is taking, and you could be, I don't know, somebody might ask you about your child. Like I wonder if you changed neighborhoods now that I think about it.
Right.
Is this down the block from you? Oh, how about if your partner decides, surprise, this time when you're buying my coffee, I'm already here and I bought the coffee. But I walked by and I saw you on the computer because the whole door is a window.
Right.
I don't know.
And then when you catch, can you calm down enough to play games with them? Like, hey, you ever
Right.
been in this? And you stop into that mailboxes for something,
Yeah.
especially if it's out of the way. And it's like, oh, I don't think I've been here. You ever been here?
Oh,
Just 10 questions that make them shit their fucking pants.
so stressful. I would not be good at this, I don't think.
It's tough because you're
Oof.
so angry and upset and you're losing your shit and you have to say something. But if you can just get away and calm down and be like, okay, let me deal with this now. Let me call my therapist. Deal with this. He's gonna say it's unhealthy, so I have to hang up. But let me just relax. And then we start dancing.
Oh man. Yeah, what if you see someone that you recognize? As soon as you look up from that computer, you're gonna look fucked up, right?
Right.
What are you doing on a computer by the minute? What are you ever doing?
Right.
A fully grown adult, definitely a budget at least for clothing. Like the people that's like that's not a regular legging. That is a legging that, oh my goodness.
All right. Look, you got to keep things romantic in your relationship. And I'll tell you something that Chemda has done. Story Worth. Story WORTH. Story Worth. And the angle they're doing right now for what I'm about to tell you about is for Mother's Day. But Chemda did this with Xerxes. Let me explain. If there's ever been a year to make the moms in your life feel loved and appreciated on Mother's Day, it's this one, right? That's why they're honoring moms, aunts, grandmothers, mother-in-laws, with a sentimental gift the whole family can cherish together forever. Storyworth is an online service that helps your mom, etc., every mother figure in your life, share stories through thought-provoking questions about their memories and personal thoughts. How's this work, Chemda? When you did it with Xerxes, again, this is just her angle, moms, but you did it with Xerxes.
Well, at first I was doing it by myself because you could just do it. And then I thought like, I brought it up with Xerxes and he's like, yeah, I would do that too. And to me, it's like us telling each other the story of each other's life. And also I feel like you could leave it behind. Eventually I want to post it. You could post it, you could add pictures and things like that. And what they do is you pick the frequency and they send you a question. So I picked every week. And when I don't have time every week, I picked every other week. They send you a question and you just answer it. Like, what was your first job? What were you good at in school? Like regular questions that I think, like, even if your mom, I guess for this, even if she's not like a person who types and who does the story, I imagine being on the phone going, Mom, what was your first job like? And typing away. And then a few weeks in, you have a book about your mom and you can put pictures in. They just let you drop it right in there. So all of a sudden, and you could press a button, you get it bound, and it's a real book. So whether you're doing it and exchanging it with someone or like giving it to someone for them to do, I know that our parents didn't really like parents tend to end up sharing the same 3 stories that you kind of know.
Right.
So this is like, hey, what about this other thing that happened? And all of a sudden, when you ask people personal questions like that, that are, light on it's not like, who'd you kill first?
Right.
Why are you going to a computer that's 1 minute at a time? Like, it's
Right.
very scary. You're doing things like, oh, what was high school like? And if that's not a good question, what was your first job? Did you ever have a pet? Things that like
And the other
become
person answers because it feels, because it's weird. It feels like, I think my dad would answer those things as
Mhm.
opposed to talking to me. He's like, well,
Exactly.
if we were talking, he's like, well, that's a third party, and I'm responsible to answer this. But if they're just asking, well, I'm going to try to put in, hide some secrets.
Right. There's like a little less emotion happening and a little more just straight the story.
Yes.
And by the time I'm done with this, I'm gonna have an autobiography.
Yeah, after 1 year, Storyworth will complete all the stories, including photos, a beautiful keepsake book that's shipped to you for free. Okay, so give your mom the most meaningful gift this Mother's Day with Storyworth. Get started right away with no shipping required by going to storyworth.com/KATG. You'll get $10 off your first purchase. Again, storyworth.com/KATG. Get $10 off. Okay.
It's so sweet and it's so not your regular gift. It's
Right.
it's so personal without having to, put together the personal information. You're saying, I'm curious, I'm interested in your life. It's your turn to speak. I've been telling you about my life, as your kid, you've been watching me grow. What was it like when you were doing that?
Right. Speaking of people hiding big secrets, Britain's Prince Andrew
Uh-oh.
is being offered close to $7 million to come to the U.S. and take a public polygraph test about his relationship with the late pedophile Jeffrey Epstein.
What? Why would
So,
I do that?
well, you would do it if you were innocent, but
No, you wouldn't,
you don't
because
think?
no. First of all, the guy who invented the polygraph test finds it to be a joke that people are using it for real.
Okay.
It's not real. I know that you can register it, like it can come out accurate, but a lot of times it doesn't. And a lot of times the people who need to get away with things are very good at polygraph tests. It's not a good indication, and I wouldn't want to be put under that. Also, go
Hmm.
fuck yourself. I'm gonna come out and get put on a polygraph. My name is Prince Andrews, and you want to know about some dead guy's relationship to me years after, or a year or two after,
Right.
so that I can clear my name that is doing just fine.
It's
I
not
don't.
doing fine, though. It's not doing fine.
What's happening to it? I think I could still live my life, right? I'm Prince
Yes.
Andrews.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I
You're
travel?
by the way, you're Prince Andrew, for the record.
Oh, shit. Let me take the S off my name here. I thought it'd be funnier to be Prince Andrews, but I'm Prince Andrew.
Right.
Sorry, Keith. I'm
In-
Prince Andrews, and I could do just fine. No, I wouldn't do it.
Okay. Yeah, offered $5 million pounds, almost $7 million in U.S. monies. This person, Ian Halperin, wants to quiz Andrew about claims that Virginia Guffrey has made, saying that she was 17, brought from the U.S. to Britain to have sex with the prince in 2001.
Yeah, now there's like, that's the story about me because I did take the test, and now that rises more like, no, I'm not doing that. Why would he do that? Does he need 5 million pounds?
I have to assume not. I would think all these, all these people are doing just fine.
So what's my motivation?
I guess it's just weird. Like, I don't know, because I just wouldn't say no. It could be manipulated or something. Like if somebody asked me, I'd be thinking about like $7 million.
No, but
because I
also,
didn't fucking do it. But of course, he's not going to do it because he did do it.
I don't know. If I didn't do it, I still wouldn't want to do it. No,
Okay.
I don't have to tell you about that. That's crazy.
I wonder. All right. Well, he's not going to do it. He's like, there's a pandemic. My 99-year-old dad died, and I'm having a time right now.
Oh, see, I wouldn't say anything like that. I'd be like, oh, maybe fuck off.
Right. Well, he's also, you might as well try because he says a lot of stupid shit. This woman said, I remember he's sweating all over me. And he goes, actually, I have a disease. I can't sweat. And
Oh boy, he
okay,
did
well,
it.
I can't
Fuck.
believe we're doing this. Here's pictures of you sweating. What the fuck?
All right. Okay. I'm on your side now.
So try to trick him. Why not?
Ew. Yeah,
Ew.
sure. Yeah. Send him a Storyworth thing, but like insert one of your own questions.
And do you get on, like, you're into sex trafficking now, and you know that. You've heard about state lines and you're doing country lines. Why do you have to take that picture with the girl? Why do
Hmm.
they always have to take a picture with the girl? Unless that's something Epstein's doing, so he has something over on you. Why are you doing it? What's funny to look at later?
I don't know who's sober, but I doubt anyone. I also think
Yes.
like you just flew to an island where you get to do whatever you want. You are way above what's normal right now, and you're forgetting what normal is.
Right.
You're in
I
a
heard
bubble.
I heard for people not to talk about Prince Andrews that they killed off Prince Phillips. So who knows? They'll do anything, this royal family. It's too much. All right. Anyway, that's it. That's my thoughts on literally everything. All right. Have a good weekend. And thanks for spreading the word. Be sure to share this show. That's what keeps us going. And we appreciate it.